All right, so with that down, next thing I wanted to get into, I thought this was really, really cool, but we got a rumor here, and it says we possibly got a Black Panther 3 title being revealed. So, hey, let's get into it. Let's read this article. Let's see what this is about, man. Because I'm not sure how they're going to handle Black Panther going forward, especially with Black Panther. I mean, just truly taking the world by storm with his first movie, phenomenal. With the character of Chadwick Boseman that what he portrayed was awesome. Kids around the world love Black Panther. So Black Panther, with its introduction, it truly became a focal point for the MCU and what we get most excited about the MCU, right? I honestly, with his introduction, man, he is on that popularity level with Captain America, Iron Man. Hell, I think he's more popular than Thor at this moment. So I'm curious how they're going to handle the Black Panther situation. And it's really unfortunate how it all transpired, with Chadwick Boseman passing away in 2020, unexpectedly like that. After Black Panther came out in 2018, I mean, he was supposed to. That's the thing. He was supposed to. As they were passing his mantles with Iron Man no longer about, Captain America no longer about. I mean, Steve Rogers. I mean, it was only fitting that the guys to lead this next generation of heroes, especially the Avengers, was going to be Doctor Strange, was going to be Black Panther. So I think it really screwed up their plans and what they were going to do with the Black Panther character and how much of a focal point he was truly going to be. But with that being said, we end up getting a sequel, and it was called Wakanda Forever, which really focused on the death of T'Challa, and who's going to take on the mantle next, and which ended up being, of course, Shuri. Now, the movie from itself, I thought Ryan Coogler did a good job for what he was dealt with. I did enjoy the movie. I did. I didn't think it was as good as it could have been. Angela Bassett stole the show, I thought, in that movie. And then you got introduced to a pretty cool villain. I thought Namor was a good, compelling villain, who was a true threat to Wakanda. So I thought that was really, really interesting how they did it. And like I said, I still enjoyed it overall. But damn, it would have not have been so much better if we would have gotten, if Chadwick Boseman was still with us here. But news broke here, there's a rumor, at least, that says that Black Panther 3 is on the way. It has been widely reported that the movie will kick off post-Avengers Secret Wars in February of 2028. So guys, we still got some years to wait for it. But a mixture of rumors and even some leaked concept art from the next Avengers movie. It remains unclear whether it was from Doomsday, Secret Wars, or perhaps previous versions of both titles, has pointed to Marvel Studios reintroducing T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman, we all know, passed in 2020. The actor's passing sent shockwaves throughout Hollywood, forcing Marvel Studios to go back to the drawing board on what was planned for the Black Panther sequel. Shuri took over the Black Panther mantle, which felt much different. It really did. The idea has been for it to deal with the fallout from Avengers Endgame, with T'Challa returning from the blip to learn his son has been born while he was among the dead. From there, we followed the hero getting to know his child while likely battling Namor the Sumerian. Man, that would have been a very cool story. Imagine Black Panther comes back from the blip. He sees that he has a son. And so now he's learning to be a father. Not only in the first movie, he had to learn to be a king, but he had to learn to become a father, man. And I really like that concept, man. But with the passing, it really fumbled some things. But instead, how they dealt with it, how they dealt with the fallout from the hero's demise in universe and followed Shuri as she inherited the Black Panther mantle. The closing moments of the sequel introduce Toussaint, aka T'Challa II, the fallen king's young son and a natural successor to his father's crown. With all that taken into account, fans are understandably eager to learn of what comes next for the DCU's Black Panther. Now, a possible title for the next movie doing the rounds on social media after published by the production list. According to the site, Black Panther 3 will be titled Black Panther: Shadows of Wakanda. Sounds pretty cool. Well, while there's always a chance that this report is inaccurate, Shadows of Wakanda has been talked about by fans on both platforms. With that in mind, we don't expect the highly anticipated trequel to ultimately be titled Black Panther: Shadow of Wakanda. Marvel Studios may not have even settled on a title at this early stage, though we do know that the script is currently being written. Now, Black Panther was released in 2018, with accumulating 1.3 billion worldwide. The sequel grossed almost nearly 900 million in 2022. So it's considered a success. Now, Denzel Washington is expected to join the cast, while Ryan Coogler will return to direct. F1, the movie star Damson Idris, is rumored to be the new T'Challa. A release date hasn't been officially announced, but Black Panther 3 would be a fitting choice of a movie to usher a new era of storytelling in the post-Secret Wars MCU. So, interesting enough, I think that's a pretty badass name, Shadows of Wakanda, to be honest. But Denzel's joining the cast. I still don't know who will Denzel play. It's really interesting to see. Now, will this take place in the future? Now, mind you, this is all going to be contingent on what happens in Secret Wars. Because we all learned from Kevin Feige a few months back that Secret Wars is going to almost like redo a lot of things, but also set up the future for what the MCU is going to be. With, I know, X-Men playing a huge part. We're going to have some other characters along the way. We're going to get a Thor 5 apparently, or Thor 4. How many Thors have there been? It'll be Thor 5. There's going to be we already talked about it being a Black Panther 3. We're going to get more Spider-Man. So I'm really, really curious how they're going to handle all of this. But I love the idea of keeping Black Panther alive. Black Panther is a huge character in the comics, and became even more huge after the movie, and with the popularity that it received. So we got to get a Black Panther 3, but they have to do it right. If Ryan Coogler is coming back, I feel so much more comfortable about that. It's really interesting to tell what they're going to do. Damson Idris as T'Challa the second. It's an interesting concept. Maybe whatever happens in Secret Wars goes into the future, reset the timeline, changes up some things. I'm not too sure, but with that epic along the way, it's only going to make it more clear for what the future will be afterwards. But guys, what do you think about a Black Panther 3? Do you like the name of the title, Shadows of Wakanda? Do you like the idea of the T'Challa second maybe taking a mantle, or should we, after Secret Wars, kind of redo some things, right? I don't think it would be idiotic if you do I think it would be pretty idiotic if you do Black Panther 3 and then it just be T'Challa all over again, right? So I thought they laid the groundwork for a son, a successor. Shuri holds the mantle in the meantime, but does something come along? Denzel, does he plays like an adversary that's going to come along, take the mantle, and then young T'Challa is going to have to come along and fight this adversary? That would be really interesting, right? A young T'Challa, and he's like, I have to take my father's throne. That would be pretty dope, I think. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you haven't got a chance to subscribe to the channel, man, please go ahead and subscribe to Real Rumble, guys. Talk all movies, TV shows, comic book news, do reviews, all that fun stuff. But until next time, guys, peace out.